It's been a while since my last video on YouTube, and I wanted to do an update on the Monk Mode Challenge and everything else that's been going on in my life. So I've been a street vendor out here in San Diego for a few years. Anyone that's been following my videos has seen some of my content on that. And recently, a couple Saturdays ago, I sold a coffee to a guy and we got to talking, and he said that he makes charcuterie boards for fun and asked if I would like to try selling them. So people that have seen my content through the years, I was selling tie-dye for a nonprofit for a little bit, and then I started my own business. I was selling hats, jewelry, buffs, sunglasses, a couple different things. And now that I've met this guy that makes these charcuterie boards, we've been trying this out here at La Jolla Cove. So here's some of the charcuterie boards that you can use for serving cheeses, meats, fruit, crackers, wine, shots, whatever. Just a serving tray, or using the wood as a cutting board, and even just an art piece too, or just whatever you use. One woman bought one the other day with handles on the top, and she's going to use it for her bathroom for shampoos and soaps. And so this is day 7 of doing this, and they're a little bit higher ticket items than what I was selling, and it's been going really well. So the first 6 days we did 23 units at $2,250, and so we have a good profit split. We're doing a 60-40, 60 to him, 40 to me on the revenue from this and the charcuterie boards. It's just been going really well. So that's just kind of how I am as an entrepreneur, with the mindset of that, where you're just meeting a guy, just being you, him being him. I was out here selling something. You don't know who you're meeting or what they have or could offer, but just through being you and the conversation, what comes up, something like this happens, and now I'm on to another thing. So this is day 7 of selling the charcuterie boards, and it's been going really well. They have La Jolla engraved on a lot of them, and so a tourist can like it for coming to San Diego and bring something back home or a gift. And just through the first couple days of selling these, a lot of the locals said, well, they're really cool, but I live here, so I don't necessarily want La Jolla. So we just go with the feedback, and now we're making a couple without La Jolla. So it's just been great. Right now, it's just like anything new, it's a learning process. But that's what I've been doing for the last little bit, and things have been going really well. I'm making a lot more money on the charcuterie boards than some of the cheaper stuff that I had. And I still want to get my buffs out here and possibly my coffee stand, but the thing is, I don't want to mix a higher ticket item with too much cheaper stuff around it, just for the visual and the psychological effect of what's around it and the cost and how people perceive the value of what you're even doing. So I think if this takes off, and if I get a sample size of a couple more weeks, then going into summer and in the future, this could be great, because my business, La Jolla Cove Headwear, which is my official business name with the IRS, this is going to be my first full tax year on the books. So these next 2 years are very crucial if I want to do a mortgage loan or whatever at that point. But going back to the Monk Mode Challenge and incorporating this, like I've mentioned before, July 28th was the day that I created this YouTube channel, and July 28th of 2021, I started the Monk Mode Challenge, where I'm doing no alcohol, no weed, no FAP, getting to bed early, waking up early. I'm eating a vegan diet, exercising, cold showers, meditation. There's a couple key points there. I haven't been 100% consistent every single day with all of them, but 2 of them in particular, the no alcohol and the no weed, I have not had any since July 28th. And that is not to say that I'm never going to again. It's just in general of something I want to hone in for living a healthy life and just getting things going. Right now, being 27, I see a vision of how certain things I want in my life and how I want them to manifest. And you can always call an audible on the play, and there's always going to be a new opportunity presented to you. So it doesn't have to be super specific in terms of what you are seeing for your future, but just a general plan and hitting these points of health that can get to that state of nirvana. So anybody out there that wants to do their own Monk Mode Challenge, their own version of a Monk Mode Challenge, of going monk and going within themselves instead of dealing with all the distractions, because that's really what it is. The Monk Mode Challenge, and anyone that wants to do their own version of that, it's cutting out all the distractions and getting back to your default state, your natural state. You look at a baby that's in their natural state. They're not ashamed of their body and being naked. They haven't been conditioned to thinking that they should cover anything up, because they're just themselves. They're just a biological, spiritual being here at the time. And it's about food, water, shelter, a little bit of love, just basic things before you're conditioned to the society that you're conditioned to. And so part of the monk mode challenge is just getting back to that default state before you turn 21 and then just went out with your friends to a bar, and then now alcohol is just a thing that you do to drink, and you smoke a little weed, or you're getting lazy with your exercise because you're just tired from work, and now you're suiting up for work in like an artificial piece of cloth, and you're driving in a car to go to this workplace where someone else gives you the paycheck, and there's this rule, and then you go home and you watch the TV and you got your phone and there's the social media. And so the monk mode challenge is really just getting back to the basics and being comfortable with your default state, not having a fix on other things. Your high should be a natural high within you. So however you want to do that, and whatever goals and points you want to hit on your own personal monk mode, then go for it. And if you fall off, then just reset the timer. And it's not about 100% consistency. It's just about trying your best to have 100% consistency. If you were at 25% and then the next stretch of time you got to 50%, it's not like, oh, well, I didn't hit 100. It's just constant improvement. So going back to the no alcohol and the no weed thing, it's not to say that I'm never going to have a beer at some point or smoke a joint or whatever, but it's just an overall thing going through life. And I might turn into that. I don't know. It's really just it's an overall thing about how I want to live. And then going back also to the nofap and the semen retention, that is something that is a very crucial point of honing your energy as a man, keeping your life force. And so a lot of guys that go on the nofap and the semen retention journey, they feel like if they made it 30 days and then relapse on it, that it's like this huge failure. But it's not about that. It just reset it if you want to reset it. It's okay. It's not like a number of days. It's an overall framework of your mind. It's not having that just has to be a part of your day. If you're keeping in your life force, you can hone that in when you're working out or focusing on your goals and not being so addicted to whatever it is. If you're addicted to having sex with women, or whether it's pornography, or whether it's just releasing, it's not being so controlled by your urges. So the things that aren't your default state. Your default state is when you come out of the womb and you see that fresh baby and you know the energy when you see a baby. You look the baby in the eyes and you can see that they're so connected to the source. They're so connected to the spiritual plane, so to speak. I don't want to get too deep into that, but like you see a really old person and a baby, they're the closest to the other side, regardless of whatever your belief is on that. So the old person with the wisdom and the age and the life experience, and the baby that's just fresh before all the conditioning. So you'll notice that glow that babies have, that just understanding of what's actually important. Eat, sleep, go to the bathroom, a little bit of shelter, a little bit of love, a little bit of warmth, the basics, before you're conditioned to think that you have a Ford, but that guy has a Mercedes. And just all the bullshit that just doesn't matter. So part of the monk mode challenge is really just honing back into that default state, being yourself, being happy with yourself, not getting a high off of these other fixes or your favorite TV show or this crutch or something that is just a part of your daily routine, and you're all messed up if you don't have that in your routine. It's about your routine just being content with being you. Just like being that baby that's just laying down, that just had something to eat, that's breathing, that's just present in the moment and happy, and that curiosity, that sense of wonderment that the baby has. Right now I'm at the beach in La Jolla Cove, and we get so distracted in life that we don't appreciate what nature just is, because we always have that job and that car payment and that relationship problem and that thing the other person's doing that's comparison. That's really just all an illusion. So get back to your default state and hit your goals, whatever they are to you. And it's good to be back on YouTube. And now I have my new thing with the charcuterie boards. How's it going, Esteem?
Fine, Nathan. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. And they've been doing well. So this is day 7, second week. I'm going to be doing this probably 6 days a week for the next couple of years at least, to get this on the books and then see what I want to do. Move back home, save my money. Do I want to go motorhome? Do I want to go mortgage down payment? Or whatever I want to do. So we'll see.